Both bikes came out really great, and now we are going to be testing them to see which one came out better.
Let's start with the obvious. We increased the voltage by 50%, therefore hypothetically increasing the wattage of the motor by 50% and therefore the power output. So clearly, more is better. One of the big things about performance is weight, so let's go ahead and weigh both of these in. The stock bike weighed in at 63 pounds. One of the big reasons for this was the batteries. They're lead acid, they're big, therefore they're going to be pretty dang heavy. So obviously on our modified bike using the drill batteries that are lithium-ion, those are quite a bit lighter, therefore the bike is lighter overall. When we're talking about cost here, I did eliminate some of the costs that were, let's say, irrelevant for this build. So on the modified bike, that was the rougher of the two, and so I had to get new handlebars for it. I also had to get a new tube. The throttle controller and switch were bad. So those were things that, let's say, are irrelevant for these purposes. What I'm trying to do is establish what it would cost to build the stock versus modified, assuming all the other things are consistent. And so purchase price $20, that's, a smoking deal. You're not going to find that very often. Battery mounts, you don't need battery mounts on the stock build because it already has a battery enclosure. The batteries themselves I replaced on the stock build. That's where the $52.54 comes from. And then the $36 on the modified is assuming that we buy drill batteries just for this. The controller, now there is a difference in price, and the main difference is on the modified bike, it was harder to find a controller that was rated up to above 500 watts, and I needed up to 800 watts because I went 750. So that's why that additional cost was there. When you look at it overall, first off, these are great deals. $82 for a working bike, really good, and even $110 for a souped-up one, again, really, really good deal. But yeah, you can see the change of price is not a whole lot, but it is more expensive to build a modified bike than a stock one. Another thing that's really important on these bikes is the battery capacity itself. Obviously, these batteries are very different sized. Each bike uses 2 batteries each. This is 2 18-volt batteries. This is 2 12-volt batteries. We already went over that, but the voltage is different. But the capacity is still important. Here's the battery that came out of the original bike. As you can tell, it's a 12-volt and a 12-amp-hour battery. We put in, this one says it's a 6-amp battery. It's actually not true. You'll see that in a future video, but let's just pretend that it's accurate. This is only 6 amp hours. I'll admit this is extremely oversimplified, but when you look at this capacity, you need to look at more than the amp hours because the voltage is higher on the drill battery than the stock battery. As a result, when you're looking at total capacity, watt hours is a better indicator in that the stock battery still wins, but not by nearly as much as you might think. Let's get into what really matters, real life performance. You can see that the stock configuration gives us about 16, 17 miles an hour tops. Just watching the video, you can tell already that the modified bike is quite a bit faster, and the numbers back it up, showing about 26, 27 miles an hour. I know which bike I like better, but you might as well ask who's actually riding it. What do they think?
Yeah, I like the faster one better.